So this.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
The best ideas are free with Ben Young from Bwaggy.com.
Yes, he's along with some ideas, always on a Monday, always very refreshing. It has been Young, actually. Trying to talk into that microphone? No, it ain't going to work. I'm going to have to pop over to that microphone. That happened last Friday. I thought it might be fixed over the weekend, but it ain't. Yeah. So anyway, we're talking about blogging today.
Yes. As everyone knows, I am a blogger, and I'm always trying to get more and more people blogging. But I thought I'd come back to it and, give it another push. It's 2010. If you haven't given a shot, you really should be by now.
Why, though? Why? I mean, are you talking about who should be blogging?
Well, let's just take it back a step for those that don't know what blogging is. I know, again, it's 2010. Most people should know.
Everyone's moved on to Facebook.
Yeah, some people have made the leap past blogging.
Because blogging predates any of the social media stuff, doesn't it?
I think the earliest blog was maybe 99 or 2001.
Yeah.
2001 was when Blogger started, which was a service which offers free blogs. But a blog is essentially an online diary, and it's a diary which you can share with the world or keep it private. And you can write about any topic, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can make your own little news outlet or your own little online column about a certain topic. But the reason that I want businesses and Kiwis to start blogs is, firstly, it's very outward looking in terms of there are 6 billion people in the world, and is it coming up on 7 billion? Anyway,
Probably
there's a lot of
soon.
there's a lot of people in the world.
Yeah.
There's only 4 million Kiwis, but more abroad.
Yeah.
But we need to get our messages out there amongst, everyday people. And by writing a blog, more people overseas are going to read it than Kiwis. Mm-hmm. So that's good for us as a nation in terms
Just because there's more people overseas, yeah.
Just the numbers stack up.
Yeah.
But writing a blog actually makes you a lot more analytical and a lot smarter in whatever role you do, whether it's a personal, professional or business blog, because the art of writing down your thoughts and articulating them in a manner so that someone else can understand it helps you understand your own position, how you think, your views on certain topics. So doing that on a regular basis actually helps you quite a bit too.
This is true. I mean, it's like writing out the notes from a meeting. It kind of clarifies things.
Yeah,
a lot more, doesn't
it's exactly what a diary does.
Yeah.
Your own personal diary. Most of us don't keep them, but the art of doing that, there are a lot of benefits to it.
Yeah. So in particular with business, I mean, putting your business ideas out there, is that always a good idea?
Let's look at a regular small business. Most marketing initiatives tend to be, they're either one-on-one, which helps create the word of mouth, and that's point of sale and customers talking to one another. And then some people do some newspaper advertising, maybe a bit of radio, and bigger businesses are looking at other avenues. Now, most small businesses are doing what they can in these areas anyway. And to actually grow, they need to look at new and other innovative methods. And blogging is another way to do that, because you leverage your time. If you write an opinion piece or share an idea, you write it once, but it can be read a million times. There's no extra cost, or time burden on you.
Yeah.
It's quite well leveraged.
Yeah.
If you take the time, let's say you're a little cafe in Ponsonby, if you take the time once a week, you spend 20 minutes to write a blog post about maybe what's happening in Ponsonby, or upcoming events, or the best coffee in Ponsonby, or all those different kinds of things, you're actually leveraging your time.
Yeah.
Because people could, 20 people might read it this week, 10 people next week, 20 the next, and all that's doing is getting you more attention. You're reading about whatever the blog post is, and then you see that it's from a Ponsonby cafe. And have I been there before? No, maybe I'll go check it out, or maybe this is the place to be. I should be going there more regularly.
Is it possible on a blog to create a sense of community?
Yes, definitely. Some of the bigger blogs like TechCrunch.com, they have a real sense of community around them. Our local blog, Read Write Web, which is a tech blog, it has a real community, and people, they can talk to one another through the comments. Often they have live chats or live streaming, such as you do on this show. And more often than not, you can talk directly to the authors and writers of the blog. So it's very interactive.
Okay. Well, if you were setting out to write a blog, I mean, what are your options? Are all blogs free?
Yes. So there are two main providers out there online. There is WordPress, and that's wordpress.com, and they give you a free blog which you can have up and running in about 15-20 minutes. And there's also blogger.com, which is a Google service. And again, you can be up and running in about 15 to 20 minutes with them.
A lot of businesses already have their own websites.
Yeah.
Is there any way to integrate those blogs into
each
sites?
of those, they have a premium service which costs about $15 in New Zealand a year to integrate that into your existing website. So you can have blog.yourcompany.co.nz set up on those services.
Are there any don'ts when it comes to blogging, you think?
Don'ts. Well, my main suggestion to people is to write it as if you're writing a column in the newspaper. Bring it out on a regular day or regular days, whether it's every Wednesday or every Tuesday and Thursday, and bring it out at the same time of day and be consistent.
Consistency.
Yeah, consistency is very important. Imagine if you read the paper and the column that you read every Saturday isn't there.
Yeah.
You know, why would you keep coming back to it? It's the same with the 6 o'clock news. They're always on at 6 o'clock.
So don't disappoint.
Yes. And the other thing is, build up a whole cache of content before you start blogging. Just sit down, jot down all the titles of blog posts, like jot down 25 ideas, and just each week you can then flesh those out. Because the biggest issue is that someone will start blogging, then stop, and they lose that consistency.
How do you get through the initial situation where you start off with a hiss and a roar, and you put out some good content, and then you find the 10 people saw it that week. You know, if you start to lose enthusiasm because people aren't viewing it. How do you break through that to a point where you can get to a sustainable audience?
You've just got to keep at it. Realise that results don't happen straight away overnight. These things take time. And really, it's a message in our own mind. We're going, it's been a week and I've only had 5 visitors, but to the rest of the world, a week isn't that long. It's because we're so intrinsically motivated to have so many visitors that it stresses us out. It's like, just chill out, relax, keep doing what you're doing. If it's really good, people will keep telling other people and your audience will grow.
And what's the best way to measure a success of a blog? Is it audience figures? Is it numbers, people visiting, or is it another way?
Initially, the best way is, I would say, actual consistency of posting. For the first 3 to 6 months till you've developed the habit, the success of a blog should be on how consistent are they on posting. After that time, once it becomes a habit and it's easy to do the blog posts every week, then you should start looking at traffic.
But could the success be measured in the fact that you've articulated your ideas and made them clearer in your own head? Just happens to be that some people read it.
That's like the number one benefit that's happening whether or not anyone reads it.
Yeah.
And I say this to people all the time. It doesn't matter if no one reads it, because you're going to benefit so much more than everyone else.
Great. Well, I think there's some very helpful tips there for blogging, just starting out. So those websites again, wordpress.com
and blogger.com.
Blogger.com, 2 easy places to start. And of course, head along to bwaggy.com, bwagy.com, to continue the conversation with Ben, also
and
on Twitter.
Read of my blog.
And have a read of Ben's blog. Thanks, Ben. We'll see you next time. Super Turtle now. Here's a track called I Walked Into Your Space.